Knox Go Away is the Michael Keaton mega blockbuster thriller that will show the moviegoers that if you put Batman in a movie and give him dementia, he will probably forget everything he did in his movie. We are diving in a movie review of Knox Go Away, and if you watch this movie, you'll probably get dementia too.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Knox Go Away is produced and directed by Michael Keaton. Batman stars as John Knox as a hitman. The movie starts off in a restaurant with his friend Muxley, and they ramming about a guy put antifreeze in his orange juice and died several months later. So a scene later, they go out and do one more hit job. All of a sudden, Batman killed 2 people in the shower. However, his head started to mess with him as he starts seeing things, and he accidentally killed his friend Muxley. So now he planned a crime scene and got away before the detectives arrived. The next day, he flew out to see a neurologist and found out he has dementia and only have weeks to live. Basically, if he had a thought, he had a feeling. But if he don't have a feeling, he don't have a thought. In other words, he will forget easily at times. This movie is broken down into weeks based on Batman conditions, so we will start there. Week 1 is when detective shows up trying to figure out who killed Muxley and the 2 people in the shower. The detective claims someone used a gun with 5 shots and turned off the shower and got away. So far, no leads or witness, and they're already behind because Batman is already a few steps ahead of him. While they're doing the investigation, Batman is at home sleeping with a call girl for entertainment purpose, I guess. I guess we can keep an eye on her because she's pretty sneaky, and we'll get to that later. In the meantime, Batman decided to split the money 3 ways for his ex-wife, who is played by Micheal Keaton, one for his son, who's played by James Marsden, and one for the call girl, which would change later on, I guess due to his will. So things are going great for Batman until his son shows up later at night having a huge problem. He never seen his son in years and he asking for his help. He's really must have messed up. Which is funny because he literally messed up. He has a 16-year-old daughter who was messing around with a 30-year-old creep and got pregnant. He found out about it and stabbed the pervert 17 times. To be fair, the pervert is sometimes in jail for messing with minors. So Batman had Cyclops to take all his clothes off and even had the murder weapon inside his side pocket like it's a weapon. You murder someone and keep the weapon inside his jacket pocket? No wonder Wolverine never liked you. On top of that, he's freaking out, and if the detective find him, he can easily go to jail. So Batman had to put some sense into it and tell him to calm the hell down. Week 2. The next week, Batman gathered all the clothes, weapons from Cyclops, and he decided to go to the scene of the crime to investigate, and Cyclops really messed that perverted up good. Blood splattered everywhere. So Batman took things like wine glass, the victim's hair, and a turkey baster filled with the victim's blood. Then put the guard in the sleeper holding and deleted footage on the video surveillance. What did Batman do next? Write down a list of evidence in a piece of paper, and while having dementia issues, and went to visit the one person who could help him to hide evidence from the detective, Scarface.
Say hello to my little friend!
Who is played by Al Pacino. So Batman and Scarface devise a plan that will last for several weeks. If they can pull off the job, Batman is home free. But if he screw up, both Batman and Cyclops are going to jail. So during the 7 weeks, Batman will break in homes, plant evidence like knives in a heating vent, jackets in dumpsters, and hair on the floor while having one of those dementia-vivid flashbacks. Meanwhile, the detective wanted to interrogate Batman about the Muxley murder, and the detective had some questions for him. Batman told him, I am Batman and I don't need to talk to you, so don't waste my time. Week 3. Batman continued to hide evidence and still engaging with the call girl, while Cyclops get nervous to the point that he don't know what to do. So Cyclops meet with Batman at the diner and have a father-son moment and tell him to calm down and told him that he's a murderer. So Batman tell him not to alter the plan by acting weird and blows that because he hit a guy because he claimed he was looking at his daughter at a cafe. He barely glanced at that little girl while he was paying for his food. The detective finds some useful evidence and interrogates Cyclops with his daughter and his wife in separate rooms. Cyclops tried to tell them that he is Cyclops for the X-Men, but that did not work because nobody liked Cyclops. He was later placed in jail for a few days. The twist is Batman was the one who planted the evidence in Cyclops' house. Why? Did Batman hate Cyclops that much? I guess it's a DC versus Marvel thing, but whatever. When confronted by Batman, Batman told him that he was the one that put him in jail due to taxes for 6 years. You have to be one cold-blooded son of a gun to send your dad in jail for that. But there's a twist. The forensic at the lab explained to the detective that Cyclops was set up and the fingerprints was not his prints. How? He stabbed the man 17 times and not his prints? So Cyclops was released from jail and all charges were dropped? Meanwhile, Batman had a couple more things to do to finish on his list. Week 7. So I don't know how it jumped from week 3 to week 7, but whatever. Batman had one thing to do, which is to get the jewel from his art gallery to cash out, and all of a sudden someone broke into his home. It was that call girl and her 3 homeboys trying to rob him. They must not never watch Batman because they must not know his martial arts skills. So Batman beat them with books and proceeded to put bullet holes in them. Now, he see the call girls hiding and scared for what she did, and that was stupid. So instead of shooting her, he let her go, sent her a bunch of books to the house for delivery. She screwed up so badly that the 3 people he had on his list earlier to give money to, he took her completely off the list. That should teach her a lesson. Batman almost got away since it was the last week and he went home scot-free that he and Scarface has planned earlier. But because he killed 3 men, Scarface had no other choice to call the police and send Batman to jail and then to the clinic. The detective found the evidence in his cabinet, fridge, which he put in a plastic bag, and that was the end of the movie. So the movie starts off very slow delivery, or I should say slow development, due to the storyline. The premise was simple, that he was trying to build his side off of what he did in defense for his daughter. The star-studded cast was amazing, with Michael Keaton did a phenomenal job with John Knox. He really played the part of having dementia. This guy really had dementia. He was forgetting what people said to him, forgetting what he already ordered, like coffee, when he trying to order again. It seems that he did not forget to complete his list when he was going through his struggles with dementia. Al Pacino. Well, he's Al Pacino. Always do good in the box office, and although he have a small role, he did pretty good. James Marsden, or I call him Cyclops, was over the top scary trying to defend his daughter. Too scary that he's like a walking disaster if detectives would have found out. But he did a solid job in the movie. My biggest mistake in this movie was the guy was dedicated to finish his job even though he's fighting his personal battles with dementia, just to be told he had weeks to live and there is no cure for it. It's like having a bucket list and start to accomplish his goals. What would have happened if Cyclops had never came to his house with his issue? We would have a completely different movie. This movie is 1 hour and 45 minutes of pure thriller action, and I rank this movie 7.5 stars. If you'd like to see the more upcoming movies, press the like button and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next movie review.
Yeah. I'm Batman.